Howdy guys, got a build for you that I've been playing. It's a Architect of Chaos, the Vaal guy. I saw Captain Lance playing it, and when this is one of the first ascendancies they announced, and as soon as this came out, I tried to pob a Vaal Blade Vortex with it. So that's what I have here, Vaal Blade Vortex. It's one of my favorite skills. If you don't know, it auto targets and kind of just runs around and clears stuff for you. So I'm going to go through a few different iterations of it. This is going to be a longer video. I'm going to explain more of the mechanics, or try to at least, and then explain the couple of ways that I'm planning on building this, because fundamentally I think the mechanic's really cool. So first off, I'll just explain the core mechanic. So on here, you get reduced soul gain prevention. Over here, you get skill effect duration. This is, you can get this from anywhere. This is just a comfort thing. Plus gem levels, and you get Shepherd of Sacrifice. Or sorry, Shepherd of Souls. So that's what we're going to be focusing on here. Effectively, because so the way this works is whenever you increase the duration of your Vaal Blade Vortex, so if you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth line down, the duration is 7 seconds, and if you look at the top right, the soul gain prevention is 6 seconds. So because of this node here, normally when you increase one, you increase the other. There's a node, there's a thing on the gem that says wait, that's the wrong one. You can't pin it. Where is it? Yeah, the third on the very bottom one, the blue one there, modifiers to skill effect duration also apply to this skill's soul gain prevention, which means if you get increased skill effect duration or increased Vaal skill effect duration, it increases both the lockout timer, and like the lockout timer is the soul gain prevention, and the duration of the skill. So they scale together. Without this direct reduced duration node, typically on most Vaal skills, or I think all Vaal skills actually, the soul gain timer is longer than the skill. So if you cast a Vaal Blade Vortex, you're going to have some downtime on it. With this, you can see we have an extra 1.5 seconds over the soul gain prevention. So theoretically, if we had just an endless mob of zombies and we were, or like enemies, and we were just like popping them, we could sustain full Blade Vortex. So that's what this does. This allows you to have less soul gain prevention duration than you do skill effect duration for the skills. So how do you apply that? Well, there's a few different ways. The way that I'm doing is I'm going the Shepherd of Sacrifice, which is built into here, sorry, Shepherd of Souls. And what that does is you have 80% less soul cost, and then you have 100% soul cost per Vaal skill used in the last 8 seconds, which means that right now I haven't used a Vaal skill in the last 8 seconds, so my soul cost is like 2 or 3. I think it's 3. And then if I use it again, it goes to 6. And then if I use it again, it goes to whatever. It keeps scaling up. So what that means is even though Vaal Blade Vortex can only store 2 uses, which means the default soul cost is 30. And if you see on the top right of the little window here, it says 0 out of 60 souls. So typically, without all these modifiers, we'll have 2 uses of Vaal Blade Vortex. So you can use 1 and then keep spamming 1 as soon as it comes off cooldown, or you can save up 2 and spam 2 at once. With this mechanic, we can have up to 4. We can really have up to 5 or 6 potentially, theoretically, but right now we'll just talk about the 4. So what this does, lowers the soul cost. This also, the note on here, Vaal skills require 50% reduced souls per use. So it goes down a ton, and I can show what it looks like in a map here in a second. But that's the core mechanic here. There's a lot of different ways to scale it. I just copied Captain Lance and did the life stacker. It looked like fun. Super tanky. I'm at 10k life. I was at 12k, but I got some other stuff instead. You have Defiance and Calms and max res everywhere, and yeah. This the other part of this node gives you +5 all max res, including chaos res, when you cap this off. So this just stays recharging. I have some leech on it with energy leech here and EB, and then I have some instant leech right here. So I tend to almost always be up at the +5 max res. So yeah, I'll show you the build that I have now, and then I'll show the next step that I'm going to do. So this is pretty straightforward. I'll post a pob of my current pob, which is just this life stacking, lots of life, and using Wrath Pith to scale spell damage and crit chance with life. And then I go EO because I don't feel like scaling crit multi. So rest of it's just life res, regeneration rate. Yeah, so that's the build. There's no reason I have 3 flasks. I was using Balbala. I didn't feel like putting 2 more flasks on because the build's fine. So I just kept these on. I was having to cap with these 2 before I got some jewels and did some rerouting on the tree. So I'll go show a Minotaur Minotaur. We'll go show a white Minotaur just so you can see, get a good idea of the power level of this build right now, currently. And I'll show how it plays.
One of my captors felt no emotion.
So what you'll do is you'll go run and get the souls filled up. You see the souls filling up there on the top right of the square here. I'm at 60 souls. So something that's kind of interesting on this is, actually I'll show it when I get full souls. So the little number on the top left of my Vaal Blade Vortex there is how many uses I have. So this says I have 20 uses because each use costs 3. And if you look at the top right here, I have 60... sorry, let me kill this guy real quick. I have 60 souls, so that means it thinks I have 20 uses. So when I use it once, that goes to... I have 6 uses now, because I used 3, but now they cost like 8 or something? 6? Yeah, I don't know. There's some math to do in there. But you cast it, and then it goes on lock, and then you can cast it again if you want to, though, because you still have souls saved up. So what Soul Gain Prevention does is keeps you from getting new souls, ingesting new souls into the Vaal Blade Vortex. So the way this build plays is you get your souls up, and you have a few different ways you can do it. So you can hit... I've been hitting 2, but you can hit up to 4. So I'll cast 1, I'll cast 2, and I've only used 12 souls. So about 48 out of 60. And then I'll let the Blade Vortexes do their thing. I'm at the next pack. Once the lockout is over, back up to 20 really quick. And then I'll do this for mapping. I'll just cast 2 because it's comfier. And sometimes they're a little bit dumb sometimes. They'll just run off into like some random corner somewhere. And then they're gone. The Soul Gain Prevention's done. And now I'm here again. So I'm back up to my max. What you can also do with this is you can spam 4 at once. So I'll show what it looks like on Minotaur. But that's if you want to like peek out some boss DPS. And once this build has no damage right now. Once it gets damage, I'll show what that looks like a little bit better. But this is what it looks like now. It's only level 89 right now, and I'm still waiting on like a lot of expensive gear. Vaal BVs, there we go. Pop those. Things die. Okay, so I'm at 20 stacks, which means I have effectively 4 uses of this. So I'll get the Minotaur. He's up, so I'll cast 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So once they all converge, it's kind of hard to see them. But this is like peaked out DPS. I don't have RF on. Oops. That was almost peaked out DPS. So now that all 4 are done, my lockout's off, and I can go back to collecting souls. You can get souls from hitting rare unique enemies, as well as killing magic and white enemies. So once I'm back up to full, I'll spam 4 again. 3, 4. And yeah. So this is the build. So this is like the core mechanic. This is the way to play it without any other intervention at all. I would recommend getting an explodey chest. That's my next upgrade. Probably one of them is going to be an explodey chest, just so it clears a little easier. And a bunch of other damage. I'm missing a lot of little damage, like leveled awakened gems and just like Herald of Purity. Lots of little small things that I just need currency for. So that's how the build plays right now. The next step that I want to do is going to be Soul Ripper. So what Soul Ripper does, if you don't know, let me pull it up real quick. This is Soul Catcher. I need Soul Ripper. So it's the upgraded Soul Ripper, or sorry, upgraded Soul Catcher. So what this does is you have a certain amount of charges, either 20 to 150, depending on this roll. It goes from negative 40 to positive 90. And you have either 20 to 150 charges. So when you use the flask, so when you go to a new area, you don't start off with this flask full. You start off with it empty whenever you go to a new area. Whenever you use it, you use all of the charges, and you get Vaal souls equal to consumed charges. So, my opinion, the best way to play this, what I'm going to be shooting for next, is going to be to run this flask with 4 empty flask slots, and then do Balbala. So what that'll do is with Balbala, you get 4 flask charges per empty slot, an empty flask slot every 5 seconds. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be 20 flask charges every 5 seconds. My Vaal Blade Vortex goes for like 7 seconds or whatever, 7.5. So I basically will have 7.5 seconds to recharge the Soul Ripper. So what I'll do is 20 charges every 5 seconds. So I'll need, hold on, sorry, I did the math earlier in my head. It makes sense, but basically what you do is you pop 4 Vaal Blade Vortexes. While those are out, your Soul Ripper is going to be recharging via Balbala, and then when it's done, then you pop, once this is off of Soul Gain Prevention, lockup, you press the Soul Catcher, Soul Ripper, and then you're recharged back at full instantly, so you don't have to go, because right now I have to cast regular Blade Vortex and go like hit stuff to get charges, and it's kind of annoying, and it makes me think a lot about casting these. But once I have this up, the play will be spam, 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 the Vaal Blade Vortex, and then wait for this to charge up while they're doing stuff. Once that charges up and this is off of cooldown, I press the Soul Ripper, and then I'm back at full charges again, and rinse repeat. So I basically will, if I do it right, I'll have to invest in some flash charges gained. I think the best spot to be is right here. So I'm going to try to put the Balbala right here and get this and this to be increased flash charges gained. These give it innately. So if I can get an extra 10% here, 10% here, that'll be the most efficient way to spend some points here. And then I'll grab the Balbala right here. And that should get me to permanent uptime with Vaal Blade Vortex with 4 of them, which would be sweet. Because the other thing to consider is this duration is 7.5 seconds. Shepherd of Souls increases the Vaal soul cost for 8 seconds. If you read the bottom one there, have 100% increased soul cost per Vaal skill used in the past 8 seconds. So as long as your Vaal Blade Vortexes go for 8 seconds, then you're back down to the 3 soul cost, and then ramping upwards as you use them, which means at the end you'll be able to, at the end of the Vaal Blade Vortex duration, you hit the Soul Ripper, your cost is back to reset from Shepherd of Souls back down to 3, and then you can spam 4 more again and rinse repeat. So the only reason I'm not showcasing this right now is that Soul Ripper is currently, let me see real quick. Soul Ripper there's none online, and the cheapest one is 37 div. They go up to 40. Oh, the guy for 43 is online. Yeah, so pretty expensive. You get it from the Temple of Otsuatl. I'm about to go load up stream after this video is posted and go try to farm one of these and see if I can get one. You need the Vial of the Ghost. Not sure how rare it is, but I'm going to go spam the Vaal Omnict until I get one, because I don't think that they're this rare. I think people just aren't running it. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to go try that out. But yeah, that's like a quick overview of the build. I'm probably going to post an update of this one. I imagine I keep playing it. It's really tanky, really fun. I want to get it to do damage. I have like 500k to a mil DPS right now. I can do Shapers with it. I can probably do an Uber Elder just because I'm basically invincible from that kind of stuff. And yeah, so that's the mechanics. There's tons of other cool stuff to do with this. And if you have any questions, I don't think I covered everything. I kind of just wanted to get a quick shotgun scatter shot out there. But if you have any questions, feel free to ping me in game. It's where is it? It's at Tyranny, like that. So just ping me there in game, or ping me, message me in the comments here and ask away, because there's a lot of other cool stuff to be done with this, and I'm looking forward to exploring it. But thanks, guys. Bye.